I still remember the text like it was yesterday. My phone buzzed while I was unloading groceries, and I barely registered her name on the screen before I opened it. My stomach sank the moment I read the words. I'm too young. I need to explore my options. I can't do this anymore. I froze, gripping the handle of the grocery bag so hard my knuckles whitened. My mind refused to accept it. Options. I whispered to the empty kitchen, my voice shaking. It felt like the floor beneath me had disappeared. The woman I had loved for years, the one I had imagined growing old with, was suddenly gone, at least emotionally. The first few days after she left were a blur. I went through the motions, work, meals, sleep, but everything felt muted, like someone had drained the color from the world. I kept replaying every conversation, every fight, every laugh, looking for signs I had missed. Maybe I had been too controlling. Maybe I hadn't been exciting enough. My mind tore itself apart trying to find answers, trying to find myself in the chaos she left behind. Then the small things started. A missed call here, a hidden message there. At first, I convinced myself it was nothing. She was hurt, confused, I had to give her space. But then the excuses became strange, inconsistent. I'm just out with friends, she'd say, but the tone didn't match the words. The laugh was forced, the texts quick and distant. I tried to trust her, I really did, but the pit in my stomach grew every day. Months passed in this uneasy limbo. I would check my phone at odd hours, hoping for a sign that she missed me, that she still cared, that this was all temporary. Instead, I found threads of evidence I wasn't ready to see, screenshots, messages that vanished too quickly, her phone locked behind a code she claimed she'd always used. My heart ached with each small discovery, each confirmation that something was off. I questioned myself constantly. Was I imagining it? Was I overreacting? But deep down I knew. I felt it in every quiet room. Every moment she brushed past me without a word. Every laugh that didn't include me. The confirmation came by accident. I was picking up the mail when an envelope slipped from the stack and hit the floor. It was her handwriting. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside were tickets for a weekend getaway. And a note with a name I didn't recognize. My stomach dropped. My hands shook. I read it again and again, each time the words slicing deeper than the last. I confronted her that night. We sat across from each other at the kitchen table, silence stretching between us like a chasm. Why? I finally whispered. Why me? She looked down at her hands, twisting them in her lap. I needed to know what else was out there. I wasn't ready. I felt trapped. I wanted to scream, to cry, to beg her to stay. But all I could manage was a hollow. You don't get to do this to someone you love. The rest of the conversation blurred. She tried to explain, to justify, to make me understand that it wasn't about me, it was about her. And maybe that was true. Maybe it really was about her fear of commitment, her desire to explore a world I wasn't a part of. But that didn't make the betrayal sting any less. The aftermath was brutal. Every memory we shared, every laugh, every whispered, I love you, every small act of intimacy, turned into a knife twisting in my chest. I saw it in everything. The coffee mugs we had bought together, the photos on the wall, the empty bedroom that used to feel warm. Every small reminder was now a lie I had believed in. And yet, I loved her still, even as I hated what she had done. I loved her in the quiet moments, the ones where the world stopped, and it was just me remembering. But I also learned something vital. Love doesn't mean you have to let someone hurt you repeatedly. Love doesn't erase betrayal. In the end, I made the choice to let her go. Not with anger, not with dramatic declarations, but with quiet resolve. I packed my bags, took a deep breath, and walked out of the apartment we had shared. I left behind the memories, the pain, and the hope that one day she might realize what she lost. Months later, I'm still healing. Some days are harder than others. Sometimes I catch myself reaching for the phone to send a text I'll never write. But I also wake up with a sense of quiet strength I didn't have before. I've learned that betrayal doesn't define you and heartbreak doesn't destroy you. If you allow yourself to feel it, to process it, and then to rebuild. She walked out saying she needed to explore her options. And maybe she did. But I learned something too. The most important journey is the one you take for yourself. Picking up the pieces, finding your worth, and walking forward with your head held high. I'll always remember her. But now I remember me too.